Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and this is the after action review for the Hawk Mazzotta Backyard Burner Race 2022 Round 1, alright? I think it's May something. I'll put a subtitle below it. His Mega can't think right now, he's kind of tired. So this is the AAR for the first day of racing, alright? So this is my first time riding on that track, and the bike ran beautifully during practice, is what I'm going to say, alright? So, I'm not going to go over all the stuff. I'm probably going to put this with the intro video, alright? So, all the stuff I talked about, the bike and prepping it and all the special parts, like I have the Vonkat rear shock, alright? I will talk about that, how it did today. Okay, and yeah, so let's get started. So, after action review is what was supposed to happen, what really happened, and things you could have done to improve, okay? And things you could, that went well that you should keep. All right, that's the gist of what an AAR is. Okay. So what we were supposed to do today? We're supposed to race in the backyard burner race, motocross race. All right. We're up here in Cottonwood, California, at the Hawk Mazzotta Motocamp. All right, and we've got to go racing. so yeah, that's what we did. We went racing at the motocross track. So I've never raced at that motocross track before. So the behind me, I know you guys can't see, but behind me is like the old track. It's kind of more like a flat track sorta, and then this track is more like a motocross track. It's got like berms and stuff, and like jumps and whoops and all this other crazy stuff. So I've never ridden it before. That's the cool thing, right? So after practice, I realized the practice was about 11 minutes long. I timed it, okay? It was like we only rode like 3 miles or something, and I was hella tired after. Like my thighs were burning really bad. I had to like stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, move the bike, turn. You get like no breaks on this track, okay? There's no long straightaways or anything. You can get a whole lot of speed. Like there's like one straightaway that I was passing a lot of bikes that I could use the light beast power to pass people, but that was it, all right. Pretty much. But yeah, so I'll kind of talk about the track and how the bike did, and I suggest you take a look at my my little practice video out there, and the practice video, to see what the track looks like. That's what I want to say, okay? But yeah, so practice went pretty good. Yeah, so I was racing with the adults. There was 3 of us, okay? There was Quentin, Zach, and me, okay? Quentin and Zach were riding TTR 125s, all right? Not the fastest bike in the world, all right? So Hades Vega definitely had a power advantage over them, right? But man, they whooped my ass. That's what I want to say. They whooped my ass. They just rode better than me, is what I want to say. Better than me and the light bee here, okay? So the track is it's very technical, all right? You don't get a whole lot of time to open the throttle, all right? Because by the time you've got up to speed, you got to slow down, and then there's a turn, all right? It actually, you know what it reminds me of? The ATV track. Yeah, it reminds me of the ATV track at Metcalf Motorcycle Park, because there's like berms and stuff, and there was like an inside berm and an outside berm, so it was great for like battling people around the corners. I saw there was like plenty of battles going around the corner. So if someone took the outside berm, you take the inside berm and you try to pass them. You challenge them. So it was actually a fun course to ride with like different people, as well. I say, yeah, to battle other people. So the Light Bee did pretty good. It had a lot of power, and the regen throttle worked really good. As long as so these like mini motocross tracks, I use the rear throttle, the regen throttle to whip the back around the corner, and then I get back on the throttle right away. It was pretty awesome. There's not too many big jumps. Yeah, the jumps weren't like super big. It was just like kind of like berms. You jump over. There was actually some whoops, some double whoops. All right. I tried to double them, and then I realized why are you doubling? They're really small whoops. Okay, and I was like I just wheelie all through all of them. After like I figured that out, I was like, yeah, it's easier just to wheelie it. You just pull the bar up, and then it just keeps on skipping along, you know. So that's what I did. All right. There also was like a kind of like a what do I call them? Washboard, like kind of like a washboard type whoops, and you could really get some speed through it, but like you can't really do anything while you're going through the whoops, right? But you like speed up, and then you speed up, and by the time you're already sped up, you gotta like slow down already and turn. So like yeah, you would think it was fun to try to go faster there, but like it wasn't good. Like by the time you get to the end, you already got to turn. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's very technical. It doesn't give you a break, you know. You get on the throttle and then you turn. You get on the throttle and then you turn. You don't get on the throttle very long. All right. There really was only one straight. It was like a middle straightaway with a berm, and then it goes to like kind of like an S turn sort of. That's where I was getting people. Right. I was using the power of the mighty light V to pass people there. Okay. And we were riding on the track with like KLX 110, XR 100, TTR 125s. Those are the kind of bikes we were riding with. So I mean, definitely in like power and like handling, like at least the handling, probably all right. That's what I'm gonna say. But we definitely had the power advantage. Okay, we had the power advantage and we had the torque advantage. I'm gonna say that's the best thing about this bike. All right, and when you just like I would use the regen throttle to just slide it around the corner, and I just get back on the throttle right away, and it just that instant torque, it just goes, you know. So that's what's good about on the electric bike. So let's say, okay. Anyway, the practice went pretty well. That was the course. I kind of had it figured out by like the last lap or something what I was gonna do and everything. And then and the Hades Mega would take the inside berm lines. All right, the inside lines. I would just kind of just slow down a whole lot, get the bike to rotate, and just gun it. Right? But yeah, so say the tires. Oh yeah. So this time I'm using a 16-inch wheel and a 19-inch front, and man, this is a great combo. It hooked up really good, even when I thought it wouldn't hook up good. All right. I could feel that front tire. It was gripping, you know. That front tire did not let me down. Right, I just want to say that the Shinko 546 or F564 something, whatever. I'll put a subtitle below. That's an excellent tire. It did really good on this track, anyways. And I could feel when it was like losing grip and stuff, and I'm like, oh, back off a little bit, you know. I could feel it sliding. If you feel the front sliding. What Hades Mega does is I wiggle the handlebar a little bit and I get on the throttle, and then that way both the front and the back start sliding at the same time. If you just have the front slide, then that's all bad. It'll wash out, you know. You don't want that. Okay. But yeah. Okay, so the practice went by pretty good without a hitch, and then well, we decided to do back-to-back heat and main races. So it was a little. Kind of threw a little thing in Hades, but I was so tired after the practice, and I realized, yeah, I need to probably stretch and I need to drink more water. So, and then so we did the heat race after lunch when it was nice and hot, as I would say. And okay, so heat race comes along. Boom! All right, so green flag goes up and off we go. Hades Mega gets the whole shot. I'm getting in the corner so fast. From the start line, you could take like a kind of late apex or a wide apex, so you can get a really good line going through there. So I had a good lead, a really good lead. I was like I don't know, I was out in front of the pack, that's for sure, man.
All right, here we go. Heat race.
And then yeah, they just kept on riding, and I thought that it did pretty good. And then and I hear what's his name, Quentin, behind me, and so I think he was behind me for a couple laps, like 3 laps or something, and then he managed to test it.
And somebody's right on my ass. Oh, he got me! He got me!
I would take the inside berms, and then he would take the outside, and he would carry the. They carried the speed pretty good, is what I'll say. And they kind of pitched the bikes in the corners and everything. Check the videos out, man. Watching them race, and then eventually like backpacking. And then yeah, so. And then I'm just behind them the whole time, trying to catch up. And then but we get to the last lap. I'm doing all right. I don't think I'm gonna pass them or anything, you know. And then we're coming around the corner, the last couple corners of the last lap, and the bike just cuts out.
Oh, my bike shut off. My bike shut off.
It just dies on me. All right, so something is wrong with the bike. All right, so I pulled the bike over to the side. I turn it off and I turn it back on. It's still not working. I try to turn it off and turn it back on again. It's just going haywire, man. I'm telling you. So what winds up happening is I come in last. That's what happens. I managed to get the bike ready again, and I do the last couple corners, do the super jump, and then that's the end of the race. So Hazelberry came in last. Last in my class. All right. You don't know. I was last. Like everybody passed me. Everybody passed me. Like I had a good lead in front of everybody, and poof, there it went. So heat race, Hadesberg came in dead last. Oh no. Yeah. So I didn't really know what was wrong with the bike. Why the bike didn't run. All right. Well, I find that out during the main race. So the main race. So we decided to do back-to-back races, heat and main race. So we got like a 10-15 minute break, a water break, and then they watered the track, and then they did the main race. All right, so poof, the main race, off we go. Hazelberg gets the whole shot again, man. The awesome power of the light beam, just easy to launch, right, was what I want to say. And then I get in front of everybody.
All right, here goes.
And then I find out, what's wrong with my regen? It's like getting stuck. It's not working so good. And then, so the whole race, I had problems with the regen throttle. Like it would get stuck. The paddle would get stuck, and then the bike would just stop. So what happens on this bike when you hit the regen? The throttle doesn't work anymore. All right, you can't use both of them at the same time, right? So they kind of mix each other, sort of. If you're on that regen at all, the bike won't accelerate. So it's like, so what happens is like I try to use the regen and then I try to get back on a throttle, nothing happens, and the bike just kind of just stops. All right, it's kind of dangerous. Like somebody could like rear end me type of thing, you know. So it's like, yeah. And I was having that problem throughout the whole race. Oh yeah. So I had to learn how to use it like that. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, I didn't have enough time to troubleshoot it. The regen throttle was getting stuck. All right, and I had to. What I was using it is like a switch. I would press it down, it would get stuck, and then I would press it. I would like flip it up with my thumb to get it to thing. So that's the how I had to ride with it the rest of the race. So let's say, okay, and yeah, it was very difficult. And then yeah, sometimes the bike would cut out and stuff. Yeah, the bike has just not been running good lately. It's going crazy. I think it might be that NXT display, or maybe the controller's broken or something. I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe my motor's going bad. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But so I take it back after the race. I take it back. I came in third for the main race. Is what happened. Dead last, last because there's only three of us, so everyone gets to be on the podium. So this is the nice thing, all right. As long as you finish, you get to be on the podium, okay? And yeah, so I managed to barely finish riding the bike with the regen like all wonky like that, all right, getting stuck, and I had to unstuck it. And then I would try to use the front brake, and yeah, I would just wash the front out on some of the turns if I'm not careful. It's difficult riding with just the front brake. That's what I'm gonna say. So what happens is I after the race I kind of look at the bike and so what had happened is I removed the brake lever. All right, the rear brake lever isn't there anymore, and what prevents the grip from touching from sliding up and touching the regen throttle is the brake lever. So now there's no brake lever. So I must have had like a death grip on that freaking clutch or something. It would just move to the side, and then if it moves too much, the little wings, like these parts right here, all right, where the little donuts are, it'll touch the regen throttle, and that's what was happening. The regen throttle was touching the grip. That's what I want to say. Okay, no bueno. So I tried to fix it. All I really had to do is, so it wasn't the regen throttle that was moving. It was the left grip that was moving. All right, and so I pulled the grip out a little bit, so there's clearance again between the grip donut and the regen throttle, and then it worked fine again. All right. However, it did not work anymore. So I don't know what happened to the bike. The regen throttle does not work anymore. Okay, it's not putting out any voltage, and if it does, it's like it's putting out a little bit of voltage, and it's like moving all over the place. I think I broke the regen throttle. All right. And that regen throttle is pretty new. I just installed that regen throttle right before the Virginia City Grand Prix. So it worked fine during the Virginia City Grand Prix, no problem. You know, it worked fine doing DoorDash, but it broke here, and I don't have a replacement. Okay. Okay, so that was the first day of racing. I came in third. All right. Yeah, I came in third, last pretty much. All right, but guess what? I get a trophy. It's one of those, I showed up to the race and nobody else did, and I got a trophy. So Hawk is telling me tomorrow there's probably going to be more people. So I may not get lucky and get a trophy. But anyway, I don't want to win a trophy like that, all right? I want to just beat these guys, all right? That's not the way I want to get a trophy. Where, like, you know, not a lot of people show up to the race, so you automatically get a trophy. It is very good, but I'll take it. We'll say, all right. I endured a lot of hardships, and I don't. Everyone else was kind of having problems too. Like Zach was like crashing, and yeah, there's just a lot of mayhem going on. Is what I'm gonna say. It was quite exciting race for all three of us. Is what I'm gonna say. And yeah, we were like mixing up. We were battling it out a little bit, and then yeah, I think the heat race was the best. TENFive did the best of the heat race because the bike worked the best. Okay, so let me just talk about how the bike did. So they watered the track pretty good. They just watered the track and they let us race on it. All right. The problem is there's some like kind of swampy areas. So my bike is kind of muddy, especially the controller. I don't have a fender. I don't have a front fender, so the controller's got mud all over it. So what I got to do is I got to get my portable shower and clean all the mud off of that controller heatsink. All right, so because if you got mud on your heatsink, it's gonna block the airflow going to the heatsink, and then it's gonna make the bike hotter. Yeah. So speaking of heat, it was pretty hot today. My RAV4 was saying it was like 94 degrees. So at some point, it was like 94 degrees out here. All right, it's pretty warm. My Light B doesn't like those temperatures all that much, is what I was saying. It likes being in cool temperatures, all right, like 60, 70 degrees. All right, 90 is kind of a stretch for it if you're pushing it hard, okay? So yeah, we got to clean up that controller. I got to do some maintenance on the bike. These tires, yeah, so, oh yeah, I was getting on they watered the track a whole lot. And these tires hooked up really good. I could really just get on it, you know, and just go, you know. I didn't have to worry about the tires sliding all that much. That's what I'm gonna say. And I was just railing it with it. That's what I would say. It was pretty awesome. So this tire combo, great for mini motocross. It was nice. Like, you could feel the front slide and make the back slide. You know, it was very predictable, is what I want to say. All right, not like Virginia City where we're like all over the place. So a motocross track is good for this stuff here. Okay, and this lets you slide enough where like it's awesome. Okay, it's easy to control, the slide type of thing. Okay. Dorado fork worked pretty good. I didn't really touch it at all. All right. What I had been doing is I've been trying to make the fork as soft as possible, like really soft. Okay, and I just left it like that. All right. I thought like, oh yeah, we probably want it really stiff for this race because there's not a whole lot of bumps. There's not a whole lot of bumps and ruts and stuff. The bike, it's not a like enduro course. Yeah, it's not some like rocky kind of trail type of racing, okay? It's a nice smooth motocross course. You don't really need it to be super duper soft. But I left the front super duper soft, all right? And then I'm testing out this Vonkat rear shock, all right? And it worked pretty good. It's pretty soft. The spring is pretty soft is what I'm gonna say. But the dampening is very good. That's the only way I can explain it. Because when I sit on it, it sags a lot. It feels like it sags a lot, and it's a little bouncy. But the valving is good enough where like it dampens out the bouncing. So that's what it does. You know, it keeps it from bouncing. So the valving is actually very good on this. I would really want to try this on like some really rocky trails and stuff to see if it beats me up. My legs did not get beat up at all in this race, so pretty good. Well, yeah, my thighs were killing me during that practice, but the good thing about having the back-to-back heat and the main race is that you've kind of got that adrenaline going. Your blood's already pumping and you're warmed up. You don't have to worry about cooling down and then I got to get back and do the main race. Like we just got it done right away. Pretty much all the racing went pretty smoothly for the whole day, and I watched a lot of racing. It was a lot of fun. Okay, I like this shock. I had it when I got it. The compression was all the way up, so that's why I left. I think it's what I left. Let me see. Yeah, I have the compression all the way up. Okay, so the dampening is slow. The compression is slow. Okay, so or stiffer. That's what I want to say. And I kind of liked it like that. I think it was good. For this, I didn't have any problem with the traction or anything or getting beat up with the bike. Yeah, it was great. For smooth motocross stuff, really good. I really have any problem with it. And I think it goes well with this kind of tire combo and the Dorado fork. And we were getting some like pretty good air out there. I was really launching it up on that last jump. It was a whole lot of fun. I was just like, and yes, the bike did go into berserk mode. That's when like when the controller gets really hot, it just freaks out, and then you can't, and it gives you just like a whole lot of power. Okay, when I did tune all that power in there, it gives you a whole lot of power and a whole lot of regen braking if you get on the regen, and like the bike would just be really wild. All right. So, what do we got to do for tomorrow, ladies and Mega? We got another race tomorrow. Tomorrow is the round 2, okay? The next round, the next day, so it's back-to-back races. Hopefully there'll be more people, okay? But Hayes Vega will have to ride it without the regen throttle, okay? So I hate to say it, but yeah, we can't use the regen throttle for the next race. And that's kind of like my bread and butter for this race. Like, it allows me to slide the bike into the corner. I'm not gonna lie, I've become pretty dependent on that regen throttle. I use it like too much, okay? So here's my strategy. I took the bike out to the track after. Hawk was like, I asked Hawk, like, hey, do you mind if I go out there and, you know, ride on the track a bit? And I was like, yeah, knock yourself out, do whatever you want. I'm like, sweet, because I'd already been doing it anyways. That's what I say. Because, you know, I didn't want to see like, oh, no, I can't have you out of the track. You might get hurt or something, and there's nobody out there. you could die or something, you know, that kind of thing. So, but he was cool with it. He was like, yeah, okay. So I went out there and I practiced riding without the any rear brake or regen. Okay. So as you know, I don't have a rear brake on this bike. He's kind of kicking himself in the butt for not having it. So we can't go really fast and use the front brake because it might fade it. So what Hazemega his plan is to during practice, what I did was I tried to ride conservatively. All right, I try to, instead of like going really fast and stopping and then turning the bike and then shooting off like a rocket. We're gonna go. We're gonna flow in the turns. All right. So what I found out is we could use the berms. So we're gonna use the berms instead of going inside. All right. I mean, I guess we could take the inside berm too. And we're just not going to get on the throttle a whole lot, all right? Before I was like getting on the throttle a whole lot and slowing down really fast. We can't do that anymore because the brakes will overheat too, all right? So, but we'll try to get on as much as we can and then get on that front brake, and then when it's time to turn, you got to get off of it and get back on the throttle. So that leads me to believe that tells me that we can't go very fast, okay? So Hazemega's doing like half, maybe 3/4 throttle. You know, we can't use the full power of the bike, so we got to be more finesse, okay? we got to carry our speed through the corners more. All right, so that's my plan for tomorrow. We're gonna use the front brake to slow it down as fast as possible, you know, and then we'll just throw it into the turn and hit the berm. All right, and we're gonna try to not go so fast. All right, but it's kind of tough when you got a bunch of dudes trying to get in front of you behind you. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. I have to say, this bike is a freaking whole shot monster. All right, I was able to whole shot every race that we did. Okay, like it takes out like a beast, man. And all that drag racing Hazemega is practicing starting to pay off is what type of thing. All right, but it literally has the most power out of all those bikes. So I got a big power advantage type of thing. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. What do I got to do with the bike today? Probably just some chain maintenance. I think the chain looks okay. I didn't have any problems with the chain at all. I'll check the slack, and then we'll lube it. I won't clean it because it's just going to get dirty again. And I'll check the primary drive. Primary drive looks okay. If it's kind of too loose, we'll try to tighten it. But yeah, I got the stand, so I can do all that maintenance. All right. And then I'm going to get my portable shower, and then we're going to rinse the mud off of the front of the controller, all right, as much as possible. Yeah, one thing, no crashes. I had no crashes, all right. Maybe pretty close, but no crashes this time. So good job, Hazemega. I don't know what I did to break that regen throttle. Maybe when it got stuck open like that, it kind of messed it up or something. So I don't know what to do. What we're gonna have to do is put the old regen throttle back on. All right. So I have 2 regen throttles at home, but they're at home. All right, and I'm here in Cottonwood at Hawk's Ranch, so I can't get them. So we will have to make do without the regen throttle. All right. So tomorrow is going to be an interesting race. We'll say okay. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna leave the bike as is. It seems fine. We'll just do chain maintenance and clean that controller. And I think that's it. Yeah. The bike should be. Oh yeah, charge the batteries. Yeah. We'll do the same thing we did today. We'll charge the big battery all the way, use it for practice, and we'll charge the small battery to 90%. We'll use that for the heat race, and then we'll swap it back in, and we'll use the big battery for the main race. Okay. Same plan as today, but we got to charge the batteries tonight. That's the thing. So I gotta get on it. Hawk has let me use the power here to charge my stuff, so it's awesome. Yeah, he's even let me charge my RAV4 Prime, so such a cool guy, man. And so it's a cool place to stay at, like for the weekend. So he's my little dirt bike vacation here. That's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna have to replace that NXT display. I managed to find a new display, so I might be able to I might try to reflash that. Maybe it'll work good again, but if it's not the NXT display, it has to be something to do with the controller or the wiring or something. Okay, but we'll worry about fixing the bike when we get back. There is some serious problems with this bike, so I got to try to iron that out. Okay, Hazemega is just kind of getting by with it barely. Okay, but I wanted it to go into that berserk mode because here the motocross track is where you want all that power. All right, this is where the power, you could use all that power. All right, it makes it harder to ride the bike, that's for sure, man. Whenever you make the bike faster, it always makes it harder to turn, you know. So let's say, okay. So that's what I got to do tonight: charge the batteries, clean the bike. That's pretty much it. And then tomorrow we got to ride without the regen. So look forward to those videos. All right, I probably won't make an intro video because this will probably be the intro video for tomorrow because you already kind of know what's up. So there'll just be another AAR for tomorrow's racing. Okay, but yeah, so that was my battle plan right there. We're just gonna ride without the regen, and hopefully we'll do all right. Yeah, we need as much power as we can. The heat, yeah, the heat's becoming a factor, is what I'm gonna say. It's about like 90-something degrees, and the bike just doesn't like it. It doesn't like being out in the heat like that. Okay, so. But I try to keep it cool with the spray bottle as much as I can. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be spraying this. We don't have like a whole lot of shade. There's like a tent over there that I hide it under before the race. So as much as possible, we'll try to keep the bike as cool as possible. Okay, and keep the batteries out of the sun. They don't like being in the sun. So I thought when the bike cut out, I thought there's something wrong with the battery. It wasn't. It was the regen throttle. So the regen throttle failure. That's the first time that's happened, but I have had a throttle fail on my e-bike before, and yeah, it kind of sucks, man. But at least the Sur Ron throttle, the regular throttle, works fine. So we'll have to just make do with what we got for this next race. All right. So I managed to take home the third. I'm gonna take home the third place trophy for today. All right, but hopefully we can get a second or first place trophy tomorrow. Okay, should be fun. All right. Make sure you check out tomorrow's race videos. Thanks for watching, guys. So you guys like my new threads? It's got the Sur Ron Dragon on it and the Sur Ron on the sleeves here. I got this get up from Rain at VMX. All right, they make vintage motocross gear type of thing, like the jersey and the shirts, and Mark from Rain VMX sent me this, so it's pretty cool. So if you want one too, you should check their website out. So I'll put links in the description below. All right, they're kind of like my sponsors for this video. So let's say, all right, they gave me the opportunity to test out their shock, and I have to say, so far, I'm liking it. All right. But we got to really put it through its paces. We did motocross with it today, and it's perfectly fine. I did some trial stuff too with it, and it seemed fine for trials. I was jumping the bike, no problem. Wasn't bottoming out. But yeah, I also wanted to point out, I forgot to wear my blister under gloves type of thing. So I forgot to wear these during the race. All right, so my hands got kind of tore up. I don't remember. Did I use it for the main race? I don't remember, but I noticed. Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, my right here is getting pretty bad, you know, and I was using these new gloves, but it's not that. It's like I wasn't wearing these, so I have to remember to wear these tomorrow. Okay, I grip the bar pretty hard. Okay, so that's what happens, man. All right. Oh yeah, so another thing I wanted to talk about is like, yeah, we had transponders on our helmets. All right, let me show you. Yeah, we had transponders on our helmets, so it's pretty nice. They didn't have to do any hand scoring or anything. They got this little strip that they put on top of your helmet. Okay, it looks like apparently they didn't have any problem with mine, so it's cool. I got like 2 more transponders right here. But yeah, these are just little sticker transponders. They're inexpensive, so it's pretty cool. Okay, this one is District 36. This one is Virginia City Grand Prix. They use Moto Tally. And then this I'm not sure, but this is the one for the Hawk Mazzotta Motocamp Backyard Burner races. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That way, you know, you don't have to worry about the numbers on your bike as much, I guess. But yeah, cool stuff. So that's something different than last time. All right.